So I came across an interesting story this week about the developer Crytek not paying employees. It's been all over Reddit and Twitter, and I think this is a perfect example of something I mentioned in the critical takes from last week, specifically the Video Game Awards, is that if we as gamers truly love and appreciate this medium, and if we care about the developers, the programmers, the artists, the musicians, the voice actors, everyone who goes in to making a AAA video game, then when we hear stories like this, we have to react. It's not good enough to hail these people as artists and to celebrate their passion through your passion for the medium and then ignore a story like this. It's, I think, emblematic of what's wrong with A, the industry, and B, the fan base. I think video game fans, video game players are in a very unique position within consumer culture. And that is to say that we have this reputation for being obsessively passionate. And when there's an ending of a game that we don't like the Mass Effect 3, everyone is up in arms and posting and making videos and blowing up Reddit. When there's a trailer that we detest, like that Metroid Federation Force, whatever trailer that Nintendo put out and people downvoted it into oblivion, we react. But when the people who make the games that we love find themselves in a horrible financial situation, we don't react nearly enough. We read the articles, we post a comment on Twitter, we make a YouTube video about it. But we need to come out and create a ton of bad press. We need to take it to the next level and tell a company like Crytek that whatever their financial situation is, in whatever dire straits they find themselves, they have to go out and pay their employees. So if you're out there playing one of their newer games like The Climb and you're enjoying it, I think you have an obligation to make sure that the people who made it get fairly compensated, get the compensation that they were promised and that they are owed. And I haven't really played many Crytek games recently, but I sort of learned about the company through the original Crysis. And if you remember PC gaming, and I think that was 2007, it was, can your rig run Crysis? And I played all the Crysis games, and I enjoyed it. So while this video may not reach all that many people, I think we need to go out and put a lot of social media pressure on this company. Now I'm sure people will say, this is a rumor, it's unsubstantiated. If you remember the whole thing about Konami, that was a rumor too, until it was proven that they were treating their employees like prisoners. So even if it's inaccurate, and I hate to say that, I don't want to say that, you gotta go crazy over false news, but I think the video game players need to, whether you have a whole bunch of employees saying this and it hasn't been proven, you need to come down on the side of the employees. You need to come down on the side of the people who create these games if you are really serious about loving them. If you believe this is an art form, and I don't believe video games are an art form, as I've pointed out many times. I believe they're amazingly creative products that give people tons and tons of hours of enjoyment. You need to have a voice, and devs and publishers need to know that they have to start creating an environment for their employees that has a certain degree of dignity and reward. 90-hour, 100-hour crunch weeks, not paying your employees, obviously, is the greatest sin. Doing what Konami did is simply unacceptable. And so let this be a call out to fellow fans of gaming. Put it out there. My voice in and of itself isn't going to count. Your voice in and of itself is probably not going to count, but millions and millions of voices will count, and it will say to the industry that not only do you have a fan base that will passionately pre-order the latest legendary edition of whatever game is coming out so that we can get the little cheaply made plastic pieces of shit and pay through the nose for them, but we're also ready to defend the people within those companies. We're ready to take a stand, actually a kind of solidarity between creator and consumer that kind of cuts out the middle management. It cuts out the corporate types that put the employees in this horrendous situation to begin with. I think it could actually be a model that enthusiasts and consumers of other products and other industries could actually adopt. So I would say, gamers, be on the forefront, take stuff like this seriously, have your voices heard, and change this industry for the better.